I have never done this before, so it's
Hi.
very.
So we are very live now. Okay. So, hi friends. Welcome to CYRUNS Endurance Talk Show 12th season. And today we have a very much honor to welcome Eugene sir, a very respected runner all across India and more so in Bombay. And he's a very, very huge inspiration what he did and what he is doing. So today it's a great pleasure for us to learn from the source of running, and that's why I welcome Eugene sir. Welcome to this talk show, sir.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It has always been said, when you wanted to see the endurance, you have to run long. And who else better can guide us for a long running than a young 63-year-old Eugene sir, who has shown us what new things we can explore in our running, how endurance can be clubbed as a part of your daily life, and how you can build the speed, the stamina, and the endurance which every runner looks forward to. So that's when I was talking to Eugene sir and we discussed about this interview. We thought that I got so much of inspiration, which I definitely would like you to also listen to from Eugene sir. So Eugene sir, uh, how does this running happened in your life? Is it from your childhood that you are a you started active or a running, or is it happened sometimes later? Over to you, Eugene sir.
Yes, Rahul. I have been running since I was 8 years old,
Mhm.
and as a young lad, we play with one another in the building compound and all that. And so, it became a little competitive, and friends would say, "Come on, let's run around the building." And they would say, "Okay, let's do 25 rounds. Whoever stops first is out. Let's see who lasts longer." And I used to always last longer, and I used to do more than 10 rounds more after that. And then I used to stop because nobody else was there to compete with me. So that's how I came to realize that I have a fascination for running,
Mhm.
and I have the stamina and the endurance.
Mhm.
And then I gradually progressed and I started running on Juhu Beach,
Mhm.
and then it increased. Then I started playing football, and I realized that you need stamina and endurance to play football too. You can't just expect to play a game of football without any running stamina. So that's how I started running on the beach around 8 to 10 kilometers every day, and then play 1 hour of football.
Mhm. Wow.
So that's what I used to do, and that's how I built it up.
So how you have beaten all the boys in your locality running around the running around the building?
Yes, 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 I
And
have.
that's so wonderful, and that's how the running from the around the locality around the building has culminated into a long runs on the beach and playing the football. So from so obviously we know that for a football we require an endurance or running and the speed running. So
Hmm.
have you ever thought at that particular point of time, because as a child we all play football, we all run around, but we never thought that we'll continue this as a hobby. So when is the time that you realize, oh, this is a very important part of my life, running is very important part of my life?
Yes, what happened once as a teenager at the age of 13 or 14, we were taken on a kind of a school picnic, inter-school picnic kind of, with the fathers, the priest.
Hmm.
And we were taken to Khandala from Bombay, and it was a 7 day picnic.
Hmm.
So during that, we had various games: volleyball, basketball, this, that, and the other. And the last day was for running.
Hmm.
So father said, all of you have to run on this ground, and all will start together. But the person who is still running at the end is the winner.
Hmm.
And we were around 100 and plus odd people, and they were all older than me.
Hmm.
I was probably the youngest kid over there.
Hmm.
And everybody took off, but I kept going until all of them started dropping. In the end, I was the only one running. And then father said to me, "You can stop now. You're the winner." So that's when I realized that I have the endurance for running.
Wow. So
Yes.
it's very difficult for us, because at the age of 13 and 14 years we will not be able to pinpoint this is where we wanted to lie. But Eugene sir has, shown a tremendous endurance start from the 13, 14 years. So then obviously you get into your work and work life once you get educated and gets into the work life. So was a break in the running, or it was continued from 13, 14 years till now? How
No,
was it?
I have been running, Rahul, continuously from the age of 8 till
Wow.
today. And today I'm only 63.
That's what I'm saying. Who else better can tell us about the endurance, because you have been running for almost 55 years.
Yes, I have.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
And
And
I'm
that's,
very proud of it.
yeah, no, we are so honored to talk to you, because today when we see our kids and a lot of parents who are a runner, they wanted to instill this good this running into their kids. It becomes very important for them to see. And there is a lot of myths which surrounds, like if you run regularly, you will your knees will go bad, you will have so many problems. So just throw a light on those myths, because that is a very common myth. Anybody start running, they say ki your knees will go bad, but you are running from 55 years, and you are a live example, and you are running faster than the 20, 30 years old guy. So who please elaborate on this myth, and so that we can break this myth once again for our viewers.
Yes, I have in my 55 years of running, I've heard this what you just mentioned, that you can damage your knees by running every day and blah blah blah. And I've heard even more myths where people say, "Why do you run and stop to drink water? You should, it is not good for your stomach. It is not good for the body, and you should drink water 2 hours after you have stopped."
Mm-hmm.
So I just take that with a pinch of salt and I say, "Okay, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
but let me do what I have to do," and then I move on. The only way I think that I have developed a lot of stamina and endurance is because during my early childhood, after the age of 8 and beyond 13, I trained myself very strongly on Juhu Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, now when you enter a beach, you get soft sand first.
Correct.
I used to
Correct.
run on soft sand about 8 to 10 kilometers. And then I used to run on wet sand also at the same distance.
Mm-hmm.
Then I used to run in the water
Wow.
in 8 to 10 inches of water. Now, all are very difficult. All three surfaces are very, very difficult.
Quite nice. Mm-hmm.
But I used to do this. And I know now that that practice that I did over there
Mm-hmm.
has helped me today and is also helping me today. Because I'll tell you why, Rahul. Because
Mm-hmm.
once I went to Dubai for a holiday
Mm-hmm.
and there was a run in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment the run started, I took off and I finished first. And these guys could not understand. They said, "How the hell did you run so fast in the sand?"
Mm-hmm.
Then I told them that. They said to me, "You're like a rabbit that took off in the sand." I said, "Yes, because I used to train on Jew Beach.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. I'm used to the sand. I know there's a different technique of running on sand, which
Mm-hmm.
you have to develop. It's
Okay.
not easy. Not everybody can do that.
Correct. Correct.
So that's how that running on soft sand has helped me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So it's very interesting to note about your beginning, and the early training which has been put in, hard training which has been put onto a different surface. And as a coach and as a runner, we always should try differing our surfaces for the running. Sometimes we go into the trail, sometimes into the sand. And those who are blessed to be living near to a beach, or in Bombay, they can always have an access to the Juhu beach or the other beaches which are there, where they
Right.
can do this kind of a practice. So you are talking about, sir, something about a special technique. Can you throw some light on this special technique, or it has to be demonstrated on the sand only? It cannot be put it into the words how it is.
See what you have to do. What running you do on wet sand, that is
Mm,
hard surface
correct.
almost,
Mm,
is not the same as running on soft sand. On soft sand, you can't take longer strides.
okay.
You have
Great.
to shorten your strides,
Hmm.
but you got to land properly on that soft sand.
Okay.
You can't run on your toes on soft sand because it will sink inside. So
Okay.
what you
Okay.
have to do is you have to land on a flat foot.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can't do heel toe. You can't do heel toe on that because then again the heel will sink.
Okay. Okay.
You have to literally run on a flat foot.
Oh,
Like
wow.
if you notice the birds, seabirds,
Mhm.
they have flat foot, webbed foot. You
Correct.
see how
Correct.
they walk. You see how they walk. They
Mhm.
walk flat-footed. So the
Correct.
same technique has to be used for us also.
Wow, that's an excellent thing which you have shared, and I think most of us will be very enlightened by this information, because
Mhm.
how do we run on the sand as a flat foot, and that helps is increasing the surface areas, and not able to sink you into the sand and help you move faster and further onto the sand. So,
Right.
and definitely, sir, there will be a lot of other set of muscles like calf muscles and your glutes, which and the hamstrings, which do an overwork when we do a sand running compared to running on the road or a tar road,
Mhm.
right? So that also help you build up all those muscles, endurance, and overall strength into the running. so
Correct.
so right. So that's where. So, sir, that's very nice to note about your sand running story and your school story. I think most of us are not aware of these stories. So again, it gives us a lot of inspiration. So, sir, when is your first half or a full? So how did you graduate into a marathoner? So when you become a marathoner, so first you have become like a half marathoner, 10K, half marathoner, and then marathoner. How is
Ac-
that progression happen to you?
Actually, Rahul, to be very perfectly honest with you,
Hmm.
I do not like taking part in races.
Okay.
I just love to run and run and run without any tension on my head.
Mhm.
You know, that is the passion I have. I just love to run. And seeing my passion, I've had runners who are today running for India and have stopped also running for India and have
Mhm.
stopped running also, but I'm still running. And
Mhm.
they used to call me and say, Eugene, are you running on the beach today? What time? I said, this time. So, okay, they said, we will come and meet you. And they used to come and run with me
Mhm.
because I was so passionate about my running, so good with my running, that they used to enjoy coming and doing mileage with me on the
Mhm.
beach.
Correct.
So much so that one of the runners, I will name him because
Mhm.
he's the one who initiated me into doing this
Mhm.
marathon running.
Okay.
Okay. One was Simon D'Souza,
Mhm.
who's a coach now with the Western Railway.
Mhm.
And he, in my school days, asked me to take part in a 5,000-meter race in school.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I told him, I cannot take part because I'm not in that age group. That
Mhm.
is only for above 18 and I'm only 14. So he said,
Mhm.
I've seen you running on Juhu Beach. So why don't
Mhm.
you take part? I said, I can't. You speak to the coach. If he says I can take part, I will take part. So he
Mhm.
says, okay, I'll talk to the sir.
Mhm.
So he went and spoke, and sir came and asked me, will you run? I said, yes, I can run if you
Mhm.
let me run. So he said, okay. Now this is the true story. So the race day, I went on the track, and they were all big boys with beards and mustache and this and that, and and they looked at me and they thought like, अरे यार ये बच्चा कहाँ से आ गया?
Mhm.
So one of them passed a very nasty comment to me, which I till today remember. He said, "How you'll run this race? You ja maa ka doodh pee ke aa ja." So in my
Mhm.
mind, I remembered these words, and I said, "Okay, let the race end. We'll see who drinks mother's milk."
Mhm.
Huh. So then the race started, and I beat all of them except Simon D'Souza, who was the Maharashtra state champion, and
Mhm.
I came second with him. And
Mhm.
he was so proud of me. And he said to me, Eugene, why don't you continue your running and take part in races? I said, Simon, this is the last race I'm taking part in. I will
Mhm.
not take part in races henceforth, but I will continue my running. I will improve myself. Don't worry. And that was it. And he used to come on the Jew beach to run with me, and I used to run with him. And then I met another guy who's an athlete of India,
Mhm.
Brinston Miranda.
Mhm. Yes.
And he told me, Eugene, and he's a hurdler, 400 and 100 meters hurdler, very good runner.
Mhm.
And he told me, Eugene, why don't you run for marathons and all? So I told him, I said, see, I don't know the technique and the ways you go about doing a marathon. I've not done that, but I
Mhm.
can run that. I know that. So because I used to have a mileage of about 25 kilometers daily.
Mhm.
So that was not a problem for me. So my mileage for the year used to be very high. I used to cross 6, 7,000 in a year.
Mhm. Wow.
So he told me, you do this. So I said, okay, theek hai, let me find a coach who will give me the correct guidance. Stamina and endurance I have. Then I read the paper, then I saw one coach, Frank Alfonso from the railways.
Mm-hmm.
So I contacted him and he told me, okay, you come to Nipinsi Road, that is Priyadarshini Park, PDP.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there and he made me to do a 10-kilometer run on the Olympic track,
Mm-hmm.
on a
Wow.
synthetic track. And I did it. And he sent his runners also and some good runners, and they had to give him a feedback that how this runner is. And they said, this guy has got a horse's stamina, no problem. We increased the pace, but he kept up with us till the end. Then after that, the next day he called me to Mahalakshmi Racecourse, which is a 2.2-kilometer track.
Correct.
So he asked me, can you run this 8 laps of this? I said, no problem, I'll do it. So he said, you run 8 laps and tell me the timing. So I told him. Then he says, okay, great, no problem. Then it was one day at Nepensi Road, one day at Mahalakshmi Racecourse.
Wow.
So 21 days of training he gave me, how to do this, how to do that. During the race, you will get water at this point, that point, this kilometers and all that. All that jankari he gave me. So I said, okay, let's do it. And then 21 days later, I went with his railway team to Allahabad.
Okay.
And took part in my first ever full marathon at the age of 39 or 40. I don't remember what I was. And I did that in 3 hours, 16 minutes.
Super amazing, sir. 3 hours, 16 minutes as a debut marathon timing.
Yes.
That's really amazing.
Yes. And after that, I have completed quite a lot of marathon, whereby I started decreasing my timing. From 316, I reached 314, 312, 310. And finally, I did my...
Hello. Hello.
What happened?
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Now the... Yeah. Your voice is broken. Hello. I think there is some connection issues. We just try to take this. Yeah, your speaker is mute, so you unmute your speaker?
Yes, Rahul.
Yeah, sorry. I think
Yeah.
sorry for the interruption, but you were talking about that after your Allahabad FM, you started decreasing your timing. So that's where we left.
Yes.
So you can continue from there.
Yes. So then I started decreasing my timing until I came down to 2:55 for the full marathon.
Superb, sir. 2:55 for full marathon.
Yeah.
And that has happened something
Yes.
somewhere
at Thane Marathon.
Wow.
Thane Varsha Marathon.
Wow, wow, wonderful, sir.
Yes. So after that, I realized the value of marathon running and the status and the respect you get from fellow marathoners. If you come under 3, sub 3 for a full marathon, people respect you a lot.
Yes.
I remember that. So then I said, okay, I've achieved that. Now let's move on somewhere else. So I started doing 21 kilometers.
Right.
21. And at that time, my best time was 1:30.
Wow.
So I said, okay, let's move on over here. Until Mumbai Marathon came in the year 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mumbai Marathon, I said to myself, I stopped running full marathon. Now Mumbai Marathon has come and I've not had practice for it. So I said, chalo, my stamina endurance is there. I will manage it. Let's go ahead. So I did it. And I did it in 3 hours, 31 minutes.
Wow.
And that was my worst marathon timing ever.
That's a dream
but today
marathon.
I realized that yes, it is a dream time because not many people can achieve that time. And I did that in 16 years ago.
Wow.
16 years ago. So you can imagine what was my age. I was, I think,
40,
45 or 46.
47. 47.
Yeah,
40, 47.
47. Yes, at 47 I did, and I came. Overall, I had come 39.
Wow.
Overall, out of all the runs, my total was 39.
Mm-hmm. That's
It's
pretty
a good.
amazing.
Yes, I'm
So,
still proud of it because
yeah, yes, sir.
yeah, I
So,
said no, nobody believes me with that timing. But I know Standard Chartered. They
yeah.
sent me a certificate by courier, my
Wow.
timing and split timings. So when I mail this to anybody on WhatsApp, they are simply amazed.
Mm.
You
Correct.
know.
Wow, sir. But that one feeling which has happened at the Allahabad Marathon, I'm just going back a little to on your Allahabad Marathon. That when
Uh-huh.
you finished at 3:16 in your debut marathon, what was the thought which you have come? What was
Okay,
the thought?
okay.
So just elaborate on that thought.
The moment I entered from the road into the ground, there's that Indira Gandhi ground of Bawala.
Hmm. So there is some bandwidth issues. So we are just trying to sort that out. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I think there is a bandwidth which is low at your end, so no issues. We'll
Yeah, you can
continue.
hear me now?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear you perfectly.
Okay, so what happened when I
Mm.
entered that stadium, I saw four other runners in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
and they were towards the finish line. And I thought to myself that maybe I have a chance to win. I have to overtake these four people.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, I sprinted and I said, I will beat all those four and cross the finish line first.
Mm.
And I did that, and I crossed the finish line, and I was so happy. I just came to the side, and there was a nice grass turf over there. I just laid down on my back with my arms on the side, and I said to myself, thank you, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And the organizers came running to me, asking me, sir, क्या हो गया आपको? क्या हो गया? कुछ हुआ क्या? I said, नहीं sir, आज मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. I'm very happy today. So that is the
feeling. That's the
like you are
feeling.
in seven heaven. Yes, you
I
can't.
know.
Even a PhD degree or a college degree won't make any effect to me compared to that.
Correct. I
That is
think
the
that feeling each and every runner resonates with themselves, right? When they finish across the finish line of their first full marathon, right?
yes.
It is a feeling undescribable. You know that
Yes, you cannot describe it, and you can never forget that feeling ever in your life.
exactly. I remember that I did that in 2015 in Bombay. That was my first full marathon, and it was a although the timing was much more higher than what you have done in your debut, but still, whatever is the timing, the feeling still gives you a goosebump, and it gives you a lot of self confidence that yes, you can be able to do it. we are
Yes.
not we are not as we were some of us as a runner we were active in the childhood, but somewhere in the life we forget about the running and then we take up the running on later ages. But so for us again it's a very different story. So most of us are recreational runners, and one thing which I would like all the viewers to give a focus, which Eugene sir has shared, and it is a very important point which he has thrown a light, is that he is running for the passion and the love for the running. It is not for any race, and that's what we as a runners has to imbibe. It is the passion and running for the sake of running, for the happiness, not for any medal, not for any distance. Just keep running, and that joy of running should be more focused rather than only a simple at the end medal or something on the timing or the thing. Anyway, timings are there with the sir, but at the same point of time with such a good running. He is not participating in many events, and the few events which he selects, he overshows everybody out there. Is it right, sir?
Yes, absolutely. I have till date I have won over 50 marathons.
Superb, sir. That's so great to hear that. And so, sir, this marathons. So let's come to your very recent something which I want my viewers to listen to this carefully. Uh, Sir has done an ultra marathon at the age of 63, the first ultra marathon of 100 kilometers, right? And
Right.
that's the story is so amazing, right? So I want you to take us through from the beginning how this thought has emerged to do ultra marathon, and then how you did it. So please, sir.
Okay. What happened is now that I don't like taking part in races and I'm like, just enjoying my running, I developed a concept
Hmm.
of walk, jog. So
Hmm.
I mark my route from 0 point to
Hmm.
1 kilometer, and in between I mark it every 100 meters.
Hmm.
So what I do, I walk 100 meters brisk walking, and I am a pretty fast brisk walker.
Hmm. Okay.
I can brisk walk sub 7 minutes also a kilometer.
Wow.
So I do brisk walking 100 meters and I do jogging 100 meters.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then I change that strategy after 4 kilometers. Then I do 100 walking, 200 jogging.
Hmm.
Then again, I do that for 4 kilometers. Then I do another 4 kilometers with 100 walking, 300 jogging.
Hmm.
Then 100 walking, 400 meters jogging. So I call it the 1, 2, 3, 4 concept.
Hmm.
And I realized that even after running 16 kilometers, I am still fresh. I can do another 16. So I realized that there is something in this concept, in this new formula that I'm doing. Then I called some ultra runners and I said, come try it out with me. And they did, they also did. And they said, sir, this is superb. This concept of yours is beautiful. We run continuously and we get tired. But this, we are not tired. We love this concept. So one ultra runner said that I will definitely do it now in the future this way only. So then I realized after 2 months of doing this practice that I said, how can I tell my students do this if I don't do it? So there was an event that came up, 100-kilometer event, but I was late to register. So when I called them, they said to me, sir, the event is closed. The registrations are closed. So I said to him, I said, see, listen, I'm not interested in the prize or the prize money or the trophy or the medal. I just want to be given a chance to prove my concept is doable. Just give me that opportunity because I will never get another opportunity. So they said, okay, when was the last time you ran a full marathon? I said 16 years ago. So they said, oh my God, and now you want to do 100 kilometers? So I said, yes, I will do it. I will definitely do it. I'm 100% positive about it. So they talked among the organizers and all, and then they realized that I am 63 and their youngest competitor was 29. So that was a huge difference. And they thought like, wow, this is good publicity for us as well. So then they called me and said, Eugene, you can do it. We will take you. So I said, okay, tell me what all I need, this, that. And as a runner, I knew what all to carry with me. So, carrying all your dry fruits and ORS drinks and energy gels, all that I carried in my bag. And I told a fellow who was accompanying me on the bike that when I tell you I want this, just take it out from my bag and give it to me. That's all. I don't want anything else. I've got everything in my bag. So he said, okay. And I started off at 4 in the morning. And we went on and on and on. And my last 5 kilometers, after doing all the walk, jog, I said, okay, the end is in sight now. Now keep going. So I started running at the pace of 6 minutes a kilometer. Then I dropped it to 5:30, then 5, then 4:45. And my last kilometer, the 100th kilometer, I did at the pace of 4:30.
Superb. Can you imagine a 63-year-old young fellow doing a 100-kilometer first ultra run with his own, method of run, walk, jog, and doing the 100 kilometer at 4:30 pace. And that's what Eugene sir's endurance is made up of. So, sir, could you please elaborate and help all of the viewers on your run jog method, as you said, that how you know, as a beginner, suppose there are some beginners, some runners who are already done a half marathon, and some runners who have already, at done a full marathon, and they wanted to reduce the time. So how does they can adopt the different people, like a beginner or a middle runner, right, who has done a half marathon going towards the full marathon, and somebody who has done a full marathon, how can they adopt this into their training and into the races? So can you help elaborate on that?
Yes. So what one has to do is to understand where they are going wrong. Take it part by part. If you are trying to do a 42K, see the timing of your first 10K. Run with a stopwatch, because you can monitor your timing per kilometer and per 10 kilometers every day. So what happens is, if you have done, say, 1 kilometer in 5 minutes, your 10 kilometers should be in 50 minutes. So following kilometers after the one should not go from 5 minutes to 5:30 or 6. That means you're slowing down. So you have to be able to monitor your progress every kilometer along the way. So if you have done 10 kilometers in 50 minutes, you have to say, okay, another 50 is 100 minutes. So that is 140. So I have to do the 20 kilometers in 140. So when you keep a track of your progress, is the only time you will know how well you are running. Because as your body is tiring, you are slowing down, but you think you are running well. You are not running well. Your stopwatch will tell you the truth. And for me, my stopwatch is my competitor.
Correct. Super. So one more thing.
I've always believed in that.
Yeah. So one more thing I would like to share with my viewers. It's very strange, a lot of time we are so much, got into all the gadgets, like we should have a Garmin with all the functions, VO2 max and all those stuff, Strava or the different apps. Let me tell you, Eugene sir is running only with the stopwatch. And when we were interacting before this show, he shared that he even know from 0 to 100 meter, 100 to 200 meter, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer mark, 5 kilometer mark, 10 kilometer mark. So it is all about, he has, the entire distance he has measured on the foot. And it is so much imbibed into the mind that he can manipulate his body, his speed according to the markers which he has set from a distance to distance, not using only a stopwatch. So one more important point which we need to learn from Eugene sir is that, it's not all about gadgets. Gadgets are good. As progress, we need to adopt the gadgets. So I'm not against the gadget, but at the same point of time, the more important part is, as Eugene sir is doing, is understanding the body, making the distance in your run route, and have that filled into your mind, so that you will be knowing, okay, now this is where I have done up to this time, this is what I have to do, improve ourselves in the next time. And a very important aspect which he has brought in is that his competitor is his stopwatch, right? It is he is competing with himself, and that's why he is not participating much, like he said, he is not participating much into the races. So the few races where he participates, he always stands on the podium, and that's what we are so happy to see. So, sir, that's a very, very important point which you have shared. So, please elaborate on how we can prepare our mindset or a mental preparation for a runner, and what they all can do as a strong mentality, right?
Yes, Rahul. For this 100 kilometer race which I ran, now I have marked my route, but on the race, the route is not marked by kilometers or 100 meters. So what I did was, in my practice, when I used to walk, I used to count the steps I take to reach 100 meters. And it was barely around 92, 92, 99, depending on the stride of my step. And then the same I would measure again for my jogging. So it was again in the 90s. So I said, okay, chalo, run figure, 100 jogging, 100 walking. So that's what I did in the 100 kilometer event. I kept counting every jogging 100 and walking 100. And I did that for the 95 kilometers. And then after that, I started running.
So that's very interesting. Yeah, please, sir. Yes, sir. You were saying something? Hello.
No, I said that. So you have to come up with your own concept of how to do things when things are not there.
Correct. So that's what is
you have to improvise on your own.
Correct. So that's what is the presence of the mind. And as a runner, we need to understand there are different situations when we go out for a run, when we go out for a race. There are different, there are a lot of variables which happens on a particular day, on a particular run, and we have to be open up with our open mindset to look into the things and understand and change our strategy accordingly. So we should have an adaptable strategy, like Eugene sir has just shared that when he on his regular route he has everything marked, but when it's a new route he has come up with a method of adopting and doing the run in a fashion where he has the energy till the end. And I think if somebody has asked you to run for 10 more kilometers, you could have gone that also. So
yes.
So what was your timing, sir, in 100-kilometer run, the total timing of run?
I did it in 10 hours, 26 minutes, 31 seconds.
That's so amazing. 10 hours, 26 minutes, 31 seconds for 100-kilometer of run. That's an amazing timing. And we all, it's a kind of dream,
Rahul,
as I said.
If you can
all of us.
see it, Rahul,
Yeah.
if you can see it on my stopwatch,
yeah, I can see that.
I have not deleted the timing. It is still there.
Just to put a little bit up for a camera to see it. Yeah. So thoda sa piche karke so that we can, yeah. So this is how it is, 26:31. Okay, right. 10 hours, 26 minutes and 31 seconds. Perfectly all right, sir. That's nice. Very nice, sir. Thank you very much for
that timing. This 100-kilometer event gave me the same feeling as my first full marathon.
Wow. That's amazing. So how is your food, the daily food and the other, on the race day food differs, or is it the same which you take, or how is it about, how much careful you are about the diet and the food part, and then we'll talk about the hydration part. Yeah.
Yes, I normally don't eat outside the house. I eat always in my house, home cooked food. I try not to eat outside at all. Even I will not drink water also outside. I will carry my water bottle with me. I'm very particular about that. Very particular.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's the very simple way to put it. Because a lot of times we runners always think, there has to be a protein, there has to be carbohydrate, there has to be a fats, there should be a balance. We should have, a protein shake or something like that. We should have a pre-workout solution. We have a post-workout solution. So do you believe in that, or you believe on the natural food which you get from
like I would say, to each his own. Something adapts for somebody, something does not adapt to somebody. They say like one man's food is another man's poison. So I always indulged in eating home food. Of course, maybe today's sports magazines will tell you eat this, eat that, eat that. Okay, they are giving us knowledge that we should do this. But whether that is applicable to you or whether your body will take that, that's another story. But I've always indulged in eating home food, vegetables and fruits and rice.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything which you you take before the start of the run, anything in terms of your food, or anything you do it to the pre-race or pre-workout?
Nothing like that. Just 1 hour before the run, I may have a cup of tea. That's it.
Okay.
And just 1 minute before the race, before you go to the starting point, I may drink some water. That's it. Nothing else. Then after that, I move on. And then after every 2 kilometers, you hydrate yourself with water and carry the bottle of water with you.
Correct. Any electrolyte onto the race in between you take, or any specific brand or something like that you take, or
no, I've never done that.
Hmm.
I've never done that in my full marathons or half marathon. Although the organizers, they offer you energy drinks, this, that. But I never stopped to take that because what happens? Those are in cartons and you have to put a straw. And when I'm running, that is very difficult thing to do, because I wear glasses. So it's very difficult to push that straw in and then you're dropping all that juice all over the place. So I rather drink water. And after my run, have that energy drink.
Okay.
That's what I normally do. But for the 100-kilometer race, yes, I did that. I had energy drinks and ORS, which was very valuable.
Yeah.
And that helped me to move forward.
And I think the temperature was also not very cool. It was in the afternoon. It was a little hotter temperature.
Yes, Rahul, good you mentioned this point. Very
Mm.
valid point. Very, very valid point.
Mm.
I train when I run for races or for otherwise when I do my normal training. I run at 3:30, 4:30 in the afternoon. That is the time I train when the sun is at its highest peak.
Correct.
And most runners I know, they train at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. And for me, that is like running in the AC. You understand? So
I understand.
when on race day, they have to run. And when the sun comes out, they start saying, oh, it is so hot. The humidity was so high. We could not run. It was too hot. But I don't have a problem with that.
I think that's
the same thing happened at the 100-kilometer event. I had no problem. Many people told me, take a wet towel, put it on your head, wear a cap. I said, no, I don't need any of that. I'm comfortable.
Wonderful. And that's what we need to learn from this experience of Eugene, sir, is that to, focus on the real race conditions rather than, just running in the AC. That's a new term. I really love that word, which you say running in the AC. We should all stop running in the AC.
Rahul, when you run in all these climates, like see, if there's a storm or there's a cyclone or it's raining very, very heavily, or it's very hot or it's very cold. These are God-given climatic conditions which you are getting for free. You're not getting this in the gym.
Exactly.
So you have to use this to your utmost potential because this will up your immunity.
Absolutely.
The body will adapt to it. And this is something which anyone can do. But not many people choose to do this.
Right.
And I've been doing this for years. So it's not a problem for me at all.
Correct. And that's what we believe, that the consistency matters a lot. And that's where with the different way of training, different environment of the training will make you a complete runner. So then when we say about Eugene sir is the complete runner who brings a lot of experience of 55 years. Most of us are of not that age which he is running. And with a lot of experience, with a very clear passion for the running. So let me tell you, my friends, regarding my meeting with Eugene sir, I met him in the Tata Mumbai Marathon, and we are having a chat, and we have one of the virtual event, which we are doing from last 6 years, Resolution 2020. So I asked sir, how are you? So this is our Resolution 2020. And then he started smiling and laughing at me, saying, oh, no, I will do double than this. And my dear friends, he has not only doubled this to 2020, he has done approximately, he'll be crossing that 5,000 kilometers. So today's topic is 5,000 kilometers in 2020. And these 5,000 kilometers, and I'm seeing it from the day one and, seeing his progress. And, it is so inspirational sometimes, even in the lockdown time. Sir has also got corona, if so even despite all this, how he has fought these diseases, right? And how his fitness has helped him. Sir, please throw this light to all the viewers, because it's very important for them to learn that, how as a fit person can fight the disease or a pandemic compared to the person who is not fit. So I want you to, sir, please share this story of yours.
Definitely, Rahul, definitely. What happened on the 1st of June, when I woke up, I had slight fever. So immediately I took my temperature and it was 99.8, just a fraction above the normal. And then in the evening, it went away. The next day, again, the fever came back, but it was 100. It went up by 1 degree. And again in the evening, it went away. On the third day, it rose again by another 1 degree. It became 101. That's when I said my body is telling me something. So immediately I went to the hospital and I told the doctor, I said, doctor, I'm an athlete. I'm a very serious runner. My body is telling me something. So please guide me accordingly and sort out this problem. So he says, will you do some test? I said, definitely, I'll do any test. So he made me do a blood test. That was for malaria and that came negative. Then he sent me for a dengue test. That also came negative. Then he said, would you do a COVID virus test? I said, surely. So I did that. But the results came the next day. And then he called me and said, you are COVID virus positive. I said, okay, no problem. And he was like stunned that I'm saying no problem. Then he asked me, you want to be admitted in the hospital? I said, no, definitely not. I said, I live alone. I will stay in home quarantine and I'll manage it. Don't worry. So he said, okay, no problem. That's done. So I stayed 17 days in the house, but I used to walk for about 2-3 hours every day in the afternoon, just during my running times. So I didn't miss my workouts. Wow. And I used to do that and live normally. I lived normally. And then on the 17th, throughout the 17 days, the doctor was totally in touch with me. How are you feeling now? How are you feeling now? This. And so I told him. So then on the 17th day, when I came out of quarantine, I went to him, thanked him. He says, I said, do I have to do another test? He says, no, you're cured. There's no problem. You're not feeling any of the symptoms. I said, no, nothing. So that was it. So I said, from today itself, I'll start my running. He said, you better start your running today only itself. And he said, you're a big inspiration to every one of us. He's saying your fitness killed the virus. So that's it. You know, you got to be fit to do something. You can't say, and I'm a senior citizen. So the virus is dangerous for senior citizens.
Exactly. And
but Rahul, I never call myself senior citizen.
No, you are not. You are not. You are.
You know what the doctor said to me? He says, you may be 63 on your birth certificate. Correct. But to us, you're a 35-year-old.
Wow, that's very true. Because, you know, most of the viewer knows that I also got diagnosed with the COVID in the month of September. Yes. And then one of the first calls I got from Eugene sir, and he always shared his inspirational story. And that till that time, I was not aware that you had a COVID, because you never shared that. But then you said, it happened to me, nothing is going to happen. It is so reassuring. And yes, with the fitness, I also have a couple of days of light fever, and after that I was also all okay. So it's become very important, and now we are seeing a resurgent surge in the people for the fitness activities, sir. And that's why this year we, in the resolution 2021, we have so many registrations, and we are keeping it free of cost to participate. The platform is absolutely free for everybody. The certificates we will be giving. So the idea is only this, that the fitness which you have gained, you have shared, you are able to fight it with the virus, should be there with everyone. And that's what we wanted with our resolution 2021. And you have shown the path, not by 20 kilometers, by doing 5,000 plus kilometers, which has been done by you. And that's so nice. So we are also looking to those who are, giving that extra push to themselves and bettering themselves in this resolution 2021 event of ours, and doing 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 kilometers. We will be giving them some very, very special rewards and awards, because everybody needs that kind of a push, and everybody needs that kind of inspiration. And you have been an inspiration, sir. I have done around 3,000 kilometers this year, and I'm gonna take your challenge, because you are gonna lead this challenge. So definitely I look forward for adding 1,000 more kilometers in the 2021 with your guidance and your love and your blessings.
I will do it.
And for the viewers, sir has taken a 6,000 kilometers of challenge in 2021. That's so amazing. At the age of 63, which is a young age, and he will be showing with the 6,000 kilometer in 2021. So we are absolutely honored, sir, with your resolution of 6,000 kilometer in 2021. And we will also try to come with you and match you somewhere, getting inspiration and doing the needful. Sir, so it's been it's been a very tough year for most of the people those who run the races, or the organizers, or those who work there. In a daily life, some people have lost their jobs, and some people have got a lot of difficulties. So, uh, and how a fitness or a fitness activity keeps you positive. So please, share some thoughts on these parts, that if somebody who is fit, he can able to handle not only the viral problems or the disease part of it, but overall mental outlook to deal with the life situations, right, becomes more important. So if you can throw few words on that, it would be great for our viewers.
Yes, when you think of life in a positive manner, things work positively for you. Never be a pessimist. Always be optimistic about life. Yes, you may face some hardships, but use those hardships as an experience for future endeavors. And that will help you. I'm always an optimistic person, no matter what happens. I know a good day will come, or a good run will come. Sometimes the body tells you, I go for a run and I feel, okay, I'm going to do this. But my body is talking to me and I feel like my heel is paining, or my knee is paining, or my hips are paining. Then I slow down, and then that pain disappears and I move on. So you have to listen to your body also periodically. Your body talks to you very subtly. So you have to listen to that. Don't just take your body for granted.
Correct. Very nicely said, sir. And let me tell you, friends, sir sends to all the people a very beautiful quotes and very inspirational quote every day, judiciously. And I look forward for those quotes. When I receive them, I read them, I imbibe them. And it is so inspirational because, first, it's coming from a person who has already, gone through the different phases of the life, and he's sharing something. Second, more important, he is an inspiration in terms of his running and for all of us. So it feels our it makes your day great. It makes you put your day into a great start. So sir, that's a very good thing you are doing. You are sharing in different groups. You are sharing with the different people, and please keep sharing those, because these are sometimes, sometimes when you are sitting and you have some issues, and you read something like these quotes, you go through, you suddenly get enlightened, and your entire outlook towards that situation changes, and that
Correct.
makes the all the difference in the life. And that's what you are doing. So you are doing a great service, sir, for all of us, and by inspiring by your running, by sharing your words of wisdom with all of us, and with everything. So that's really really inspirational and thing. So, sir, now 2021 is coming. So, as we shared, 2020 was a somewhere not in line with our expectation. We thought we will do this, we will do that, but 2021 is coming. Obviously, it's the change in the calendar, not on the outlook, but yes, once we believe in that, we can change a lot of things. So, what is your message for all the people who are listening to this, as well as to the runners? About the 2021, how do we any messages for them?
Yes, now just a few days left for ending this year 2020. So end this year with a nice positive note and start the new year on the 1st of Jan with a good run, with a good resolution, and with the aim to do that resolution complete on 31st December 2021. And already now in this year, I have taken your challenge, Rahul, to do
Yeah,
6,000 kilometers,
yeah.
and I will do it.
So nice, sir. It will be a personal honor. And there is a festive season. New Year is coming. There is a Christmas which is coming. So we wish all our viewers a happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, and maybe your life with this Christmas onwards into the New Year, when we enter, all of us gets the vaccine, and we all this virus goes away from the face of the earth, and we all live the way we wanted to live, and be happy. But don't forget about it, that we need to take care of our health, we need to take care of our family, and we need to remain positive with the positive mindset. And that's what Eugene sir taught us today in terms of being strong, being healthy, being positive in every aspect and in every part of our life. And with
Rahul,
this, yes,
Rahul, I just want to make one point.
yes, sir, please.
When you challenged me to do 2020,
Yes.
did you think I would do 5,000? That is 2,980 kilometers more.
No, sir. Honestly, when I said 2020, you said I will do more than that. That's not. So I was very sure about that you will do more than that. But touching the 5,000 kilometer, it's an inspiration for me too. So let me be very honest with you on that.
Okay. One more point I need to make, Rahul.
Yes.
Now, there are many runners who take a break of one day, day off, kind of. I don't take a day off. I run 365 days, 5 days a week. I also take a day off. How? I'll tell you what I do. That day off, I will do a work at a very, very slow pace.
Okay.
Not a fast pace, not a medium pace. It's a very slow pace. It will be like 8 minutes a kilometer or 9 minutes a kilometer, but I will do it and make up my workout.
Okay.
So that is a day of rest for me.
Wow. So that's
Yes.
how what's happening, sir. This way you will be recovering your body, right? And that body recovery happens in that slow walk or jogs.
Yes,
You
absolutely. And then what happens when you come to this age of 63? You can't take a day off, because then when you go the next day, all your joints are aching. So this way, what happens when you do this workout? You are oiling and greasing your joints and your body, so to speak.
Wonderful, sir. So nice, so nice, so nice to hear that. Okay, so that's a very important point. Yeah, you need to understand your body and go about it, and try to be active. So the recovery part should be an active recovery part, rather than a passive, not doing anything, just sitting on the sofa
Yes.
and eating and eating and sleeping. So recovery for
Yes.
an athlete should be an active recovery, which sir has shared with us, that he does it with a very slow pace walk, jog, and that's where we also should aim for an active recovery. So once again, sir, wishing you a very happy festivity, and thank you for very much for inspiring us and making us aware of different aspects. And we are so grateful to host you today. And everything is great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to do it. Thank you.
Sir, we are honored with your presence, and our viewers are enlightened today with your golden words. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rahul.